morning, everyone. I welcome you all. So, I, Radhika, on behalf of mytrustedtutor.com, welcome you all and thank you all for finding time and attending today's session. First, I want to introduce MTT. MTT is a marketplace for all kind of teacher, professions, and academician as well as all. Our mission is to make quality education available easily and affordable to all. Today, our topic is health and wellness, which is a very necessary topic for fitness and for keeping us away from stress, anxiety, and all. Our speaker is Ankita ma'am. She is a cardiopulmonary physiotherapist and have completed masters with distinction in the same from Guru Gobind Singh, Indraprastha University, New Delhi. Also specialized in fitness training, strength and conditioning, endurance training, being certified from K11 Academy of Fitness Sciences, NSDC and Pearson Institute. Patient assessment and examination techniques, including a systematic approach to cardiopulmonary physiotherapy, assessment in both acute community settings. She also worked as assistant professor in physiotherapy at Noida International University. She is also associated with Fit7, a fitness brand by MS Dhoni, working as a physiotherapist and personal training in fitness enhancement. Over to you, Ankita ma'am.
A very good morning to everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. So, very good morning to one and all present there. This side, this is Dr. Ankita, and I am a cardiopulmonary physiotherapist and an educator in the same field. And we also have an initiative during this pandemic time, which is known as Talk Physio. And this initiative is there to create an awareness amongst people related to health and wellness issues. So, moving forward, I think this time is very challenging for all of us because we are facing pandemic situation, something which has not been experienced by any of us, I'm sure. And this has been there earlier in 19th century or 20th century to talk about its history, but this time what we are facing along with the world is something very unique according to the data that we have got, and it's also it's also more challenging for us because the scenario is not so temporary that it can be finished in 2 to 3 months. It's something which we are facing since 6 months almost. So I think that is a very challenging issue. And amongst this challenging issue, what a major challenging issue we are facing is about working from home. So working from home is one scenario which we are facing, a lot of us are facing. And this is not something which is temporary, it has become the new normal for all of us. And it is also there, which is challenging for us. Apart from new normal things which we are doing, such as wearing face mask, wearing uh, all the personal protective equipments according to our professions, where and when required, also following norms such as sanitization and other things which have become new normal for us. Social distancing is one of them. Another new normal is work from home, but this is something which is hardly we talk about it. We think that it's so normal. Okay, we don't need to go to office, we just need to sit at home and work. So that is something which is new, but how we are going about it is not sure with every one of us. So today we'll be discussing more about how to work from home. We know why we are working from home because the situation is asking us to do so, but how to do it is what we are going to discuss about today. So before we move on, I would like to conduct a poll session for all of you, and there'll be some questions put up and you would have to answer it on your screens. So I think, Radhika, we can start which we are discussing on the topic we are to talk in detail about today will be based upon two aspects of work from home. The first major one will be ergonomics, and the second one will be the guidelines which you can adapt to maintain your health and wellness while you work from home. So we'll be talking more about the ergonomics part, which is something new to most of you. And I think you can just share your views about what do you know about ergonomics. You can just share your answers in the chat section, and please let us know what do you know about ergonomics. Have you heard this word before? Are you aware of the word ergonomics, or what comes to your mind when you hear this word? To be talking very precisely about ergonomics, it's more related to your enhancement of your workplace or wherever you are working. The designing of the workplace is all about ergonomics. That means how well you adapt to the environment, how well you gel with the work environment, it's the infrastructure, the designing, and how well it is helping you to bring out your productivity. That is what ergonomics is all about. So to be put it, if you put it in simple terms, it's like how your workspace or your workstation is going to enhance your performance. So it has a lot of aspects related to something. It has a lot of aspects related to different backgrounds. It's related to anthropometry. I know this is something I'll be talking about terms which are layman to all of you. So I'll be going it very simple. And to make it as simple for you as possible, I'll say it's something related to designing of your workstation. So I hope ergonomics is clear to all of you by now that what do you mean by it. Just please share your answers if you're clear with what I told you about ergonomics or not. Please type in yes if you're clear with the word ergonomics. So we'll move ahead. Though the second, in the latter half, we'll be talking about the general guidelines to maintain the health and wellness and while you're working from home. So let's see the first, the major aspect, which is ergonomics part. Okay, so now we know that designing is important, but why do you think, why are we talking about ergonomics in the first place today? Any idea what could be the importance of designing of your workstation or your work environment? Why is it so important that we need a full webinar to talk about it? Anybody, any idea? Please, you can type your responses in the chat session, chat box. Okay, so I'm getting some responses. Some are saying that for comfort, yes. To increase efficiency, okay, because our work environment has changed completely. Okay, yes, our environment has changed, but even if you are working from your normal workplaces, your offices, you do require ergonomics. Okay, mental and physical health, balance of work and home, okay, create a positive environment. Yes, okay, patience, okay, all the psychological aspects are also covered. Okay, fine. So the importance while why we need to talk about ergonomics is that first of all, because the design is appropriate to the requirement of your work, it reduces stress on your body. It reduces the stress, the injury risk on your body, and any kind of harm on your body can be reduced if we work ergonomically. So that is the main foundation of ergonomics. And if you have less risk of injury, less risk of any harm, I think the productivity increases itself. So your productivity, your performance goes up if your ergonomics are right. But if it's not, your productivity is going to hamper a lot. And believe me, there have been studies which say that the economic burden on any employee, and this especially for the employers. So if you have employees who are not, working in an environment which is not ergonomically right, then that could cost a burden, an economic burden on your company. So that is why it is important that we look onto this aspect also. We do look into this aspect while you're working in the normal scenario, but because we are not in the normal scenario right now, we are in the new normal of pandemic, so we need to focus definitely on this work from home ergonomics. So I hope that's clear why we need ergonomics. This is roughly a brief idea for you about why do we need ergonomics. Now, what all is there in ergonomics? So we'll be seeing out here next on about some tips and tricks that you can apply at your home workstation, and then that will help you in giving your peak performance while you're working from home. Now, the basis for this tips and tricks, whatever we are going to see now forth, the basis will be always to optimize your posture. And posture is important while you're working, and also comfort is important because you're working for more than 60 hours a week while you're sitting on your screens, on your desktops. So your posture, your comfort should be the main priority. So that is why we are focusing more on ergonomics while you work from home. Okay. Okay, so the very first thing about talking about your work design, we'll be talking about it. But the first tip that I want you all to follow while you work from home will be that you should not hunch over your laptops. So the picture that you can see on the screen right now, you can see a person is sitting on a desk and on a seating chair and working on a laptop or the screen. But just look at the posture the person has adopted. Do you think the posture is right? How many of you think that the posture that you can see on the screen is right? Yeah. So I think everybody has guessed the answer. The posture is not right. So yes, that's true. So we don't need that we should hunch over your laptop. I know it's a very comfortable position. You tend to droop down as close to your laptops as possible, but believe me, it is going to make you feel easy, but it's in the long run, it's not going to be easy on your back and your spine. So this posture, please try to avoid. Try to create awareness about your posture. What the easy way you can do is you can set a reminder for yourself that after every half an hour or every hour, just put a reminder on your phones that you check your posture. See, check it if you are drooping or not. Check it if your back is straight or not. Of course, we'll talk about how the correct posture has to be. But please put a reminder on your cell phones or your laptops or wherever accessible reminders can be placed. Please put this reminder that you do check your postures over the time while you're working. So this is the first tip. Then, okay, coming to a very important second thing would be at what height do you work? So now there are two pictures you can see on the screen, and both of them are different. Can you tell me how both the pictures are different from each other? Please type your response in the chat section. How do you find both the pictures are different from each other? Okay, I'm waiting for the responses. Yes, one Anvesha has answered that we are in the sitting position. One figure you can see in the sitting position, and one photo shows you the person is standing. That's right. Now both are the scenarios, but do you think both are right? Do you think both the photos that you can see on the screen, they are showing the right posture? Right. So some of you are saying that's right. Some say standing is right. Some say sitting is partly right. Okay. You cannot work in both postures for long hours. That's true. But I'll tell you the correct answer is that both the postures are right. Standing is also the right posture while you're working, and sitting is also the right posture while you're working. You can interchange if it is convenient for you, but if you can't, you can opt for the seating posture also. Because seating posture is what we majorly adopt in Indian scenario, Indian work office scenario. And the Western approach is more nowadays towards standing posture. So this standing posture is something which we might, some of us might have only seen it, but this is a very correct posture also to work if you're working at home or if you're working at offices. So I think this is clear what posture you need to adopt. So these are the two postures that we can adopt. Now, coming over to what equipments do you require while you work from home? So, can you please tell me what are the basic equipments you require if you want to work from home in a good posture? What are the basic requirements? Yes, some of you are saying internet. Okay, internet is a necessity to work from home. That's true. But I'm talking about the equipment. Okay, the hardware that you need. You need cell phones. That's true. But what? That's all related to your work. What all equipments do you require at home while you're working? Okay, you need a place, you need a chair, that's true. That you need a laptop, of course. You cannot work without laptop or a desktop at home. What else? Proper lighting, that's true. Peaceful surrounding, of course, you need that. You need a desk or a table to place your laptops and screens. Fine. So I've got few answers from all of you. So yes, the two equipments that we require are the basic equipments are a chair and a desk or a table to place your laptop or your files or your screen. Even if you're working on mobile, you need a desk to place your gadgets on. So that's the basic requirement. Then, secondly, when you're working at home, now you have an arrangement of a chair and a desk. Now, what factors you need to consider while using these two things? So we'll be talking about the desk and the chair, how you need to adjust it, what details you need to look into. So the first thing is that you need to work at an appropriate height. Now, height has to be in such a way that your foot on the ground is placed firmly. Your foot should not be dangling. Your foot should be placed firmly on the ground. And your height should be at the level of the screen. So in the picture, you can see this woman. She is facing the screen, which is placed on the table. Now, do you think this level of the screen is right? Her eye level and the screen level, are they right? Or what is the right level? If this is not right, then what is the right level which should match the eye level and the screen level? Fine. So this is the right posture while you are seated and you're working on your laptops or screens. But if we talk about the eye level, what is the exact point your eye level should be if you're looking at the screen? Should it be above the laptop? Should it be below the laptop? Any demarcation of the right eye level? Okay, so I think some are saying it should be in front of the eye level. It should be at par. There are few answers like that. Okay, so to be precise, your eye level should be exactly in line with the address bar. Now, suppose if you are facing the screens, I think some of you might be tuned in through your laptops or screens at homes. So just see, you can check the address bar. That address bar should be right in front of your eyes, neither above nor below. If it's there, then that is the perfect height of your seating posture while you're working. All right. So address bar is the key where you need to look on your laptop. It's not the edge of the laptop. It's not any other point on the laptop. It's the address bar where you type your HTML address for the links and all. So that address bar has to be right in front of the eyes. So this is your eye level while you're seated. Okay, coming to next. Now, if we talk about seating, so we have two options with us. They can be an office chair and they can be a normal chair. You can have both at home. And it's not necessary that if you're not having an office chair, you need to get one. Even if you have a normal chair at home, you can customize it to work accordingly in an ergonomic way. But how? So we'll be discussing that. So office chair is easier to use, but what do you think could be the reason why office chairs are more preferable if you work at home? Why? The question is why office chairs are more preferable or more ergonomic if you work from home. Why not the ordinary normal seating chair? Yes, they are designed properly, they are adjustable, okay, they are according to our body requirements, it provides cushion. Yes, so all these factors, all these answers are very correct. You can customize the chair according to your needs. It is adjustable. It is not according to one's body measurements or anthropometric measurements of anybody in particular, but you can adjust it. Everybody is having a different height, different ground clearance while they're sitting. So you can adjust the office chair according to your requirements. And that is why we prefer more if we have work from home, and if we go for an office chair, that would be the best option. But if not, then there can be changes which you can make on an ordinary chair. We'll look at it in the later part. So you can go with the normal chair also. So I hope the confusion that we have, should we go with an office chair or a normal chair, that is clear with all of you. Okay, the next thing that we use on while we are working is a keyboard and a mouse. Now, is there anything which you find unusual about the picture that you can see on your screens? Anything different you can find in this picture? Please drop in your answers in the chat box. Anything different from normal that you can see in the picture on the screen which is shared with you all? Okay. I hope the picture is visible. Yes, lighting is different. Okay. The floor setup, the laptop height. Laptop is not placed in the correct position, elevated. Okay. The keyboard is placed standing. Okay, I'm still looking for the right answer, which I want to focus upon. There's a very minute detail you can see. Yes, the keyboard is placed slanting. The place is not correct. Of course, we cannot go for option for places. Okay, anything different, anything extra you can see here? This is a normal workstation. There's nothing wrong with the picture. It's a normal scenario, but there's something different in it. All right, I'll not make you keep guessing on and on. So I'll let you know. Um, you can see a laptop right in front, which is raised, and you can also see another keyboard which is handy, which is placed. So in a way, you are having an extra keyboard with you, and that is what I wanted to focus upon. That means even if you are having a laptop, if you could have a handy keyboard, an extra keyboard with you to type, that would be nothing could be better than that if it comes to ergonomic workstation. So having an extra keyboard, it will release the pressure on your elbows and on your wrist to reach out for the laptop keyboard. So this is what I wanted you all to see. but I think you were trying to make guesses about other things such as lighting and other equipments. But this is what this is a very basic thing. I think you need to invest a little bit in that, but having an extra keyboard, believe me, it's going to be so relieving for your elbow and your wrist. Because if you have a constant typing work, you need to type a lot, work a lot through your keyboard. Having an extra keyboard can be a really great relief for you. And as well, a mouse, because if you are using the cursor which is there on the laptop constantly, you'll strain your elbows and your wrists. So having an extra mouse and an extra keyboard is going to work wonders if you are too much into typing and use of keyboard on the laptops. So I think this is clear why we need this extra one. Okay, so this is what you need extra. But even if you're not having, you can work upon other ergonomic factors and improve your performance and your health alongside. So a separate keyboard and the mouse along with the laptop is what you require. When coming to the position of the keyboard and the mouse directly in front of you, so that they are in your reach, you can reach them easily. You don't have to outstretch your hand to use the cursor of the laptop or the keypad of the laptop. So this is another important thing that you can inculcate in your workstation at home. Okay, so this is another tip for you. All right, coming to the position of the laptop. So I think in the previous one, we saw some of you were guessing that the laptop position is right or not, the height is right or not. So we'll discuss now about that. So the position of the laptop. So one tip that I told in the beginning was your eye level should match the address bar of your screen. That is the first position of your laptop. Second is, if that position is not right, then what can you do? So what will you do? There are certain equipments, certain things known as laptop raisers. And you can use these laptop raisers to lift the height of the laptop so that the address bar is right in front of your eye level. I hope you're getting what I'm trying to let you know about how to raise the height of the laptop. So if you look on e-commerce websites, you'll be easily able to find the laptop raisers. They are available online, and they'll hardly cost you a few bucks. But believe me, it is going to save a lot of you from chronic issues like neck pains and bad head postures and other things like that. So laptop raiser, the on the screen you can see this red part. This is the laptop raiser. This is actually a kind of it depicts a laptop raiser, but the actual picture you can just Google it up and see on the e-commerce websites, and you'll find one very easily. So I think this is another important thing that you can add on to your laptop to raise the height at a appropriate level. Okay, now what if you don't have a laptop raiser at home, or if you can't afford one? What is the second best option? So the second best option could be you can raise the height of the laptop by placing a box of files or some books below the laptop. So the height gets increased automatically and it can match your eye level. So that could be another technique that you can use to raise the height of your laptops. Yeah, so I think this is all clear with you. And another thing could be you can place a separate monitor, but that is something most of you can't do because we don't have a spare monitor or a screen with us while working on a laptop or a desktop. So that is something a very few of us can go with. So the best options would be the first one, either get a laptop raiser. The second best would be you can raise it at home using a box of files or books or something to raise the height of the laptop. Okay. Now, why is height level important? Because it is going to cause, if the height is not appropriate, it's going to cause a strain on your neck and further on your spine if the level is not right. If the level is low, you'll have to bend your neck. And keeping that posture for hours, 8 to 10 hours, if you're working every day on screens, then that height is going to affect you in the long run. It will cause you problems like backache and neck ache. So I think nobody of us wants to go through that while you're working from home in this pandemic. So it's better to be safe than sorry. So this is the way out you can work on while working from home. Okay, coming to the next is that we talked about the upper body posture, your height when you're seated and working. Thirdly would be secondly was your screen and eye level should match. Then we talked about how your posture should be. And now we are talking about how your feet should be. So you can see a photograph on the screen. Do you think this posture of the feet is right? The guy who's sitting in the photo, is his feet posture right? Responses that I'm getting are mixed. Some of you are saying it's right. Majority of you are saying the position of the feet is right. And also some of you are saying that it's slanting or not straight, little tilted. Okay. So I think what I wanted to tell you through this picture is that your feet should be placed on the ground firmly. That means your feet should not hang in half in the air, half on the ground, just touching your ground. They should be, whole of the sole should be placed on the ground firmly. So this is the right posture, the figure that you can see on the screen. The feet position, it is right. And if your height is not appropriate, what you can do is you can put some boxes or some books under the desk to raise the height of the desk. And that will help you to place your thighs parallelly to the floor, to the ground. And also your hips are slightly higher than your knees. So this is the correct way when you are seated. Your foot should be in contact with the ground. If your height is not right off the desk, then you can raise the height of the desk by placing some books or some solid boxes under the desk so that the height can be raised appropriately. And of course, if you're working on adjustable office chairs, then you can easily, increase or decrease your height of the chair. So I hope this is also clear with everyone. Okay, moving on to next. Okay, now we talked about body position, how your feet should be placed, your arms should be placed, your back, your eye level, everything. Now we talk about posture. So once you are seated, now in this picture that you can see on the screen, there are two positions of people. One is standing and working, and the other one, in the shadow, you can see is the seated position. So we'll be talking both the standing position and the seating position posture. So let's first talk about when you are seated. So while you are seated, there has to be three things that you need to keep in mind. First is that your lower back should be supported. When your lower back is supported, your back is going to have less strain. You're not going to slouch much. So that is the best way to avoid pressure on your spine while you're seated. The lower back posture has to be maintained appropriately. So if you are working on a normal chair at home, another technique could be you can place a pillow or a cushion at the lower back level to decrease the pressure on your lower back. So this is the first thing. Another important thing while you're seated is that your shoulders should be in the right position. And right position means they should be relaxed. They should not be drooping downwards. They should not be elevated also, like you're tensed and sitting, you're trying to sit very straight, but your shoulders are also elevated at the same time. So that is not the right way. The right way for shoulders would be that they are in the normal relaxed positions. So this is about the shoulders. And thirdly, when you are seated, you need to know that your knees are in the right position or not. Now, right position means there has to be some space around the knees so that you can, straighten a little bit of your knees out, or you can move a little here and there. There has to be some space around the knee. So it should not be totally, uh, just sticking to your desk, and there's no movement, no place to move your knees. So it should not be like that. Otherwise, it is going to create a lot of pressure on your knees. There has to be room for the knee movement. Of course, you don't need that much of space, but you do need a little bit of space so that you can just move in a little bit of your knee here and there. I hope this is clear about the sitting posture. Please let me know if you are anything you have not understood about the seating posture. Okay. Now coming to the standing posture. So this figure that you can see, the sitting posture we have seen, the standing posture, it's not as difficult to maintain as a seating posture because standing is something which we do every day. But then there are certain things we need to keep in mind while we are standing and working. So there are things, and certain important things while you stand is that your legs, your upper body, your neck, and your head, they all should be in one line. That means you cannot droop down, you cannot lean towards one side or right side or left side while you're standing for long. We all of us have that habit of you know turning to one side, putting our weight on one side of the body, maybe on the right side more or the left side more, according to our convenience. But you don't have to do that while you're standing and working. So you make sure that your head, neck, upper body, lower body, all are in one line while you're standing and working on the screens. Now, what I want you all to learn is a technique called as 20-20-20 rule. So this 20-20-20 rule is what you need to do. It's nothing you don't need any equipment. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you can do that anywhere, anytime, without any equipment. So the first 20, I'll explain this rule to you. The first 20 stands for, now once you are working, you have started working, and 20 minutes of screen time is over. That means you have spent 20 minutes continuously looking on your screens and working. Stop after those 20 minutes and then take your gaze 20 feet away from you, and that's the second 20. And the third 20 is, for 20 seconds, you are going to stare at any of the object which is placed 20 feet away from you. So again, I'll say first 20 is the 20 minutes that you have spent on screen. After 20 minutes, take a break, look at 20 feet distance, focusing on any object which is there and staring at that point for 20 seconds. So this is the 20-20-20 rule that you need to adopt when you are working from home. It will give you a break also while you are sitting, and also it will help you reduce the strain on your eyes. So I hope this 20-20-20 rule is clear. So that's a small trick. It will help you a lot. Believe me, you can try it from today itself. Just try to use this as often as you can. If even not after 20 minutes, at least try doing it every half an hour or 40 minutes of working continuously. So please do check it out, and you can also share with your family members who are also working from home. Okay, coming over to the next aspect is the general guidelines that we need to maintain while you're working from home. So the first thing that you need to know is that you should not sit or stand. Both are the right postures we discussed for working from home. So either of it you are using, it's okay. But if you're doing it for hours continuously, maybe at a stretch of more than 60 minutes or 80 minutes, or more than 1.5 hours or so, that's not right. So you need to take a break in between. You can, if you are sitting, you can stand. If you're standing, you can take a stroll in your room, wherever you're working. You can stretch a little bit. You can talk over a call, of course, while standing up, or you can take a mini micro breaks from your work so that it reduces strain on your eyes, on your body, and on your mind. And this is very important. We had a poll question regarding this, that how many of you take breaks. 70% approximately of you said that you do take a break. That's very good. But if you are not doing it, please make sure that you inculcate this in your habit of working from home. So try to get up after every half an hour, take a walk. You can have a glass of water, or you can attend to a call, but change your posture. Don't remain sitting or standing for too long in one posture. So this is the very first general guideline for you while you're working from home. I hope this is clear. Okay, moving to our next guideline. Now, how many of you try to do this while you work from home? Please be very honest. How many of you do? This is a very common posture. You are at the luxury of working from home. You cannot get this luxury while you're working at your offices. So I think most of you would be going through it a lot. That's very tempting. Yes, Anvesha said it's tempting. I know, Anvesha. Okay, so we'll be talking about why we are discussing about this posture in particular. So because you are at home, you do have this tempting attitude towards, you know, slouching and working in the comfort of your couch or your sofa at home. But this is not right, because you tend to get less productive. First of all, your mind attitude changes. You become less attentive to your work. It's as good as you are spending time in recreation, maybe, watching Netflix or movies on your laptop. That's fine. If you're adopting this posture for that purpose, it's nothing bad in doing it. But if you are working and you are adopting this posture, believe me, your productivity is going to be hampered a lot. Your attention is going to be diverted. Your performance is going to be affected. And also, it will create numbness and discomfort in your body, especially in your muscles. They are going to get numb while you be in this position for long, and it will also cause a little discomfort on your body. So that is why I would advise that don't turn to your couch into a workstation. As tempting as it might look, but believe me, it's not going to help you out, and you'll be wasting so much of time which you could have used by working, sitting, or standing on a desk. So try not to use this kind of posture. Okay. Then next would be, I would ask you all to please customize a space that is fit for you. Any corner of your home where you can set up your screens, your laptops, desktops, a small desk and a chair, any corner of your home which is, peaceful and you can work continuously for hours like you work in your offices. Try to have that space customized to fit you. If you have that space, believe me, half of the things while working at home will be sorted out. That place will be like your mini office at home, and you'll be have in a habit to work at that place and concentrate in seconds like you did while you worked in office. So do customize a space. Don't think that today, okay, I'll be working on the kitchen counter. Next day, I feel like working on lazing around on couch and working that ways, or maybe working on my dining table, chair, and table. So that's not the right way. So try to make one appropriate space, adjusting the desk, the height, seating, and laptop height, everything according to you. So that is a customized space which you need. And another thing would be that try to take breaks while you're working. Breaks are important. Of course, it reduces your monotony, and also important from health point of view because it allows you to do things which you might not do. So just if you have a customized space at your home to work, in the same way, just take breaks like you took breaks while working at offices. So use those breaks to have a glass of water, use those breaks to have your meals on time like you did in office. Don't just keep snacking at home because you have the luxury of being at home and working. Don't do that. Be in the same routine like you're working at your offices. Try to have meals on time, try to have your snacks on time, but don't just keep on snacking anywhere and anytime. So that is important as a routine while you work from home. And also stay hydrated. You can have a water bottle on your desk with you to keep you hydrated. But even if you don't, you can take a break after every half an hour to or 1 hour, get up and get yourself a glass of water. So this will also keep you moving. This will also keep your eyes relaxed because you'll take some time off your screen. So this is a good way to keep your health in check even if you are at home. So this is another important thing. And next would be I would ask you all to have a very fixed schedule of sleep. I know there are work pressures. I know there are odd sleeping hours, but try to be as close and as normal to your sleep hours according to your body clock as much as possible. Having good few hours of sleep, even if you sleep for 6 hours or 7 hours, that's fine. But sleep according to your body clock. That means if you try to go to sleep before 12 as much as possible, so that will heal your body, that will give you appropriate rest. And even if you're not able to sleep that early enough due to work stress, due to your deadlines, try to sleep for at least 6 hours in continuation and have that adequate hours of sleep. So there has been, I would like to share, there has been one study which shared that if the employees are not having appropriate sleep, then that is going to cause an economic burden on the company where they are working. So this much amount of impact a person, an employee's sleep can have on the company's output if they are not sleeping properly. So now you can imagine what the role of sleep is. And I'm sure everybody will, after this, try and put in more hours of sleep. Not more, but at least adequate hours of sleep and sleeping at a fixed time every day so that you have a routine and keeping your body, healthy and well, even in times of pandemic. And another important thing would be if you are stressed. Now, each of us are stressed. We are going through a very stressful situation scenario. We cannot go out, we cannot roam outside much. We have to be indoors at home, working from home. There is anxiety, definitely. There is stress, definitely. There are other mental health issues, definitely. So you need to talk that out. Try to have some family time. Try to talk to whomever you feel close to and share what you are feeling. If you are not sharing, believe me, that's going to build up in you and it'll create a lot of pressure on you and later on, which can turn into psychosomatic disorders and mental disorders. So try as much as possible to share whatever you feel, especially if you're not feeling well, if you're not feeling positive, if you're not feeling good from inside, try to share that stress or anxiety or whatever mental issues that you're facing with your closed ones, whomever you can confide in. Try to have that thing on a regular basis. So this was about the general health. And yes, of course, lastly, would be to maintain your work life balance. That is very important, to set aside time for yourself, for spending time with your family, your kids at home, and being very balanced in these all three aspects as much as possible. If you have a good work life balance, you can sail through even the hardest of times that we all are facing right now. So nothing would be as good as balancing your work and life, your personal life and your work life together. So that was all about that we had in discussion today. We'll have one more last poll with you all. Very first question that we had was, do you discuss with someone if you have stress, anxiety, or any mental health issues? So yes, you 76% say that yes, they do discuss it. That's very good. The second question is, how often do you move from place while working? So again, we have very mixed results about it. So some majority of you, half of you are saying that sometimes you move. So I think that change you need to inculcate while you work from home. You need to move a lot more than what you used to move. And 29% say they move daily, which is very good. But in that, also you have to move after every 30 minutes or 40 minutes of working. And the third question is, are you aware of correct posture while working on laptops? So yes, 88% of you know about the correct posture. Very good. And 11% of you, those who didn't know, have come to know it today, I'm sure, after this session. So this was all about from the side of Talk Physio to make you all aware how to work from home, what tips to keep in mind, what all necessary steps you can take to just make your work life better at home. And if you have any doubts, any queries, you can just reach out to us. On the screens. It's displayed the contact information where you can reach out to us and let us know if you have any issues related to health and wellness, and we could be really helpful to you in that. So I think thanks a lot everybody for joining in for this session.